That's right.
Hey, Nick, welcome, man. How are you?
I'm wonderful. This is the coolest thing in the whole world.
Yeah, I like the music, too, the intro stuff here.
Look at that.
Anyways, all right, we'll bring it down. Nick Marra, wow. This guy has, you may have seen him at Wise Guys, all the different comedy clubs around town going way back, right?
Yes,
the Wise Guys thing was like way back.
Yes, it was.
Radio. Way back.
A lot of radio way back. I got great radio
You did things
stories.
like with Big Mike
Yes,
and
I did.
Gomez, and of course, back in my Y94 days, we had a lot of fun, huh?
That's very funny. The first time I ever did radio, I was, and I have a theory about radio is like the most, I'm trying to think of the word.
It's what happens when you get old, you know.
Yes, thank you very much. This is great radio, by the way.
It's already working. We suck. That's it. We're done. Let's start over. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not what you think it is. How's that? That's what I'm trying to say.
Radio nowadays is not what you think it is. Is that what you're saying?
You know, like,
I got you.
All typical radio stations, you always picture these lavish studios with all this stuff because you don't know.
Yeah.
You're driving on the road, you hear these guys, and you think, and then they're always like in some dump.
It's all theater of the mind.
It
man.
is.
I'll tell you.
And I remember it was 6 a.m. I was, you're locked out because you had to wait. So I'm trying to look in, and there was this woman laying on the couch in the lobby, and she was about.
It's a radio
She was
station.
about 11 months pregnant, and she was on her back. It's no lie. And I'm banging on the door to see if she would let me in, and I couldn't get her attention. So somebody came down. They let me in, and I was like, it was really weird. She was laying on her back, and she's talking on the phone.
Did you have food? I mean, that's why we let people into radio stations. If you show up with
if
food,
you bring food.
Yeah.
She was laying on her back and she's talking on the phone, and I was like, "This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen." And I walk by, and she's like, "And the traffic on 690 is backed up to the highway." And I thought she's doing the traffic from the lobby. All this time, I thought she was in a helicopter somewhere.
And that 3E exit off of 41, it's a little bit of a slowdown as you make your way up to 5 and 92 in Linden Corner. I've got it all down. I did it for years, but
yes, I thought she was in a helicopter. She's laying on her back, pregnant in the lobby, so it was rather different.
Oh my God! See, it's all about Skip Happens. I mean, this is what it's about, and it's so good to see you, my friend.
Yeah.
We caught up at the movie premiere.
Yes,
a while.
My cousin.
That's your cousin?
Carl is my cousin.
No
Yes.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You mentioned that on stage.
Yes, I did.
I'm glad I was paying attention. but you did mention that. Yeah.
He's doing really well.
Yeah, and that's what I told you about the podcast. I said, dude, you got to come over and check this out. So
this is very cool.
I tell everybody, this is my world. This is my it's
neat.
like my man cave. There's a little sign up there that says man cave, and it really pissed my wife off when I bought that, because that's the first thing you see when you come down into the Skip Happens studios.
This is really neat.
But tell us a little bit about Nick. Now, you've been doing the comedy stuff for all your life.
Gosh,
that's what you do.
I do. And my son is 20. He's 30. Just turned 30. And he just moved out. Yeah.
He's 30 and he just moved out.
So, you're the only one that gets that. Other people look at me. I'm like, he finally realized my wife and I were not going to get a place of our own. So,
dude, you're 30.
At any
you need
rate,
to get out.
No, he's been out a few years, but not many. But I started comedy when he was like 2. So, I've been
How very cool,
for
man.
Like 28 years. Yeah.
Funny stuff.
I tell you real quick.
I want you talk.
Well,
talk. I want to hear this.
The first when I did radio, and I was telling you earlier before we came on it, I just kind of do whatever. I don't understand radio. I don't know anything about any of the buttons or anything. And I was like the morning show producer.
The pretty colors.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it was, this,
red
not
buttons,
that,
the
whatever
buttons.
it is. But they had somebody couldn't do the overnight shift. And so they asked me, do you want to do the overnight, right? He goes, you can do it. It's easy. And I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but how cool is that?
Did you do it?
Yes. And so in my brain, I'm thinking, oh my God, I got my own show. Now it's like,
wow, what can I do? Everybody's going to be sleeping.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to.
So it's like midnight till 7 in the morning, whatever. But what happened is way back then, as you remember, they used to have these things called carts.
They look like an 8-track tape.
They look like an 8-track.
You can Google it if you don't know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
You'll see it.
And they put them all in order for me for the commercial spots that were coming up when I would play them, and so you would just pop them in. Well, long story short, I don't want to mention names, but it was a Memorial Day weekend, and one of our local car dealers people. He's kind of a huge guy. You get the idea.
Yeah, I got the idea.
They basically bought every commercial.
Which they do. They still do that to this very day. Right. But go ahead.
And so basically what happened was I put the wrong spot in. And so it was a Thursday evening. And, of course, the guy comes out and, it's Saturday afternoon and we've sold 426 cars already.
And the truckloads. You can see them pulling in as we talk. It's 4 a.m.
And I was just like, oh, my God, I'm dead. Nobody heard it. Nobody was listening.
No. I mean, we all started like that. Back in the day when I started radio, I was doing the overnights.
Right.
And that's when they actually had somebody on overnights.
Exactly.
Nowadays, of course, everything's either syndicated or what we call voice tracked in the business. But
that's how my cousin Carl, originally was Carl Knight.
Yeah, Carl was Carl Knight, and he was also what they call a prize pick.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Was he?
Yeah.
Is that what he did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He used to call the radio stations. He used to do all this crazy stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to give him a hard time.
No, please don't. Because I know how I'm calling.
He's been out in L.A. for a long time.
Yeah. So where have you, what stages you been on? I know you've been on, like, locally. You were like a regular at Wise Guys.
Right. I was at Wise Guys. Of course, I do the Funny Bone once in a while. But now I'm doing more...
Independent?
Yeah, corporate stuff.
Cool.
Some other, things. But whatever, anybody, if you've got enough money, I'll be on your stage.
As a matter of fact, I saw that on your website that you have a little form you can fill out if you want Nick to
Exactly. So we don't, travel around.
Well, what's this? For every 5, you get 1 free?
What is that? Yes, that's exactly it. Whatever it takes.
I don't know. You just want to be on that stage.
That's right. Whatever it takes.
That's crazy stuff, man. How about the big stages? Where have you been? Improv?
I did all of New York for a while.
Is that like intimidating? Do you get nervous?
No, it's just so different. If once you've done a little bit of comedy, New York is just so different because it's
it's dangerous.
New York is kind of like it's like the fast food of comedy down there. There's because it's all free. All the comics work for free because they just want stage time. So,
but don't you get a share of the door?
No, you get nothing.
No, nothing?
I got $10 when I did. I remember doing Dangerfields, and the only reason I did it, I was all excited. I was like, Dangerfields, this is cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I get it.
And so they gave me $10, and the woman that hosts, I just always remember that she rode a bike. And she was like the Wicked Witch of the West. I remember she got off stage. She jumped off the bike.
The little dog comes out.
And she took the bike and she ran across to because these guys down in the city would do, 5 clubs in a night. Because if you're only making $10, you they would just go from club to club and just do whatever. I mean, in big names.
But you would have to just. You'd have to work so hard. If you're getting $10 a gig.
Well, yeah, you're not. I mean, so they don't. Dude, there's no money in it if you live, but you're living there hopefully for somebody to see you. And
you hope for that break.
That's what you're.
You hope for that break.
And today it's a little different because of the internet and everything that's going on. That they can see you in other places now.
Nothing is a secret, and there's cameras everywhere.
Exactly.
So somebody, if you're on stage and the other side of the world. Well, I don't know if you want to be there right now, but at least let's keep it back over here. But there's always a camera, and usually you can go live or something. So that's kind of crazy.
It's interesting, but and now with Facebook and everything,
I'm watching it right now on Facebook, by the way. By the way, you said your daughter. Let's make sure she got on.
Oh, yes. Hopefully.
Hopefully, if she follows Skip Happens or the Facebook page. Yeah, go ahead.
She didn't answer my text.
Well,
so
because your dad.
About that.
I'm just saying.
Happy. Yes, it's exactly it.
I know. I went through that.
Don't have kids. That's all I can tell you. So I don't know. She was yelling at me when I left. How come I can't watch it?
Let's see. Brian's watching. Brian Kelly. My daughter Carly. Okay. We got quite a few. This is pretty cool. And Danny's on. So it's Nick Marra, the funny man. Funny man.
That's it. I was funny once. And then I had kids, and I just take notes and whatever they tell me.
Where do you get your
kids? That's exactly it. That's where I wrote the book.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the book here in a little bit that you left on the other side of the table.
I did.
So how are we going to get that over
typical
here?
Radio, isn't it? It's over there. You
can send one of those cars
huge
over.
Book.
Yeah. It's so big we can't even lift it up, so we had to put it down on the table. So we'll show it to you here in a couple of minutes.
But yeah, my kids are whatever they do. They don't even know they're funny. Yeah, 30
life is
years
funny.
old. My son's 30. My oldest, Matt, and then my son Vinny's 26. He tried to fool me too. I remember when he said he was complaining he needed a car for college. You know, Dad, I gotta have a car for college.
Well, you do need a car for college.
Well, not if you go to the University of Phoenix online. You know, he was trying, I was like, you really don't, you know, Vinny,
to get to the library to use the computer. I'm just saying.
I was like, look, sit down. You can go to the bank. You can go here. You can go there. Do whatever.
Yeah, and the mileage is really good.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of.
There you go. Yeah. And then, of course, my daughter, who's 14, and so.
Oh, you got a teenager.
Yeah, it's not fun. That's just, they're in their
crazy?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. She's taking over the bathroom.
And
boys are like, just the amount of drama is insane. Yeah. You know, with
somebody
anything.
doesn't like her and she comes home bothered.
Oh, yeah. Every day. Yeah. Just something's going on.
Well, she doesn't talk to you about
boys.
the problems.
No. Until it becomes a major problem. Just like.
And then Dad's like, you want me to go kick his ass?
I would always get the call at the end with my boys, you know, right before the cops got involved is when I would find out, you know. It's like, you can't let me know before that, so maybe we could prevent something.
Never mind, Dad. I need to talk to Mom.
Yes.
It's Mom.
That's right.
That's right. All right, fine. Let her go kick his ass.
I remember my son, I always told him, you know, hey, if you're out drinking and you need, you know, I don't want you driving home. I don't care, 2, 3 in the morning, whatever, call me, you know.
Right. It's good, Dad.
Yeah. And then you get the call.
It's like, son of a gun, I was sleeping.
But it was like 3 in the morning. My phone rings, and I don't recognize the number. But it's 3 in the morning. You figure somebody's not wishing you Merry Christmas, you know.
Yeah, so those are scary calls.
It was my son, and I'm like, what do you do? Why are you not calling for me? I lost my phone. Like, okay, you called me to tell me you lost your phone? No, but I go, do you need a ride? Yeah, that might be a good idea. I said, all right.
Meanwhile, I hear a police radio in the background.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'll come get you. I go, all right, where are you? Hang on. Where are we? I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great.
Oh, man. Yeah, the wonders of being a parent.
Yeah, he's like, well, all right, we were downtown. I go, all right, well, that doesn't really help now. I kind of got to know where you are now. You know, eventually I found him.
Wow. So this is all you do, though, right?
That's it.
This is it?
That's it. Well, my wife works, thank God. You know, there you go. Benefits, you know. So.
Dude, I'm radio.
Yeah,
so I'm
exactly.
just saying, you know, almost in the same boat. Right. But yeah, so you've been doing this how many years?
28 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
still
fun.
Funny.
I
That's
like
awesome.
it. It is fun.
Keeps you young.
It does.
The kids keep you young.
Yes.
And the kids give you a lot of information to play off.
Oh my gosh. My wife gets mad when they do stupid things, and I'm like, write that down.
Do you ever go home and do stupid things?
Oh God.
You know what I mean? Like do you ever say, honey, listen to this. Let me know if you think this is funny.
No, and I do that, and honest to God, if my wife even smiles, I know it's an absolute killer, because my wife will not laugh at anything.
Keep talking, because I'm going to go get that book.
Yes, you go get the book. My wife doesn't laugh at anything, and so I know if I get even the smallest little chuckle, I know it's just going to crush, because she's not going to laugh. That's stupid. Nobody's going to get that. They don't understand that. So yeah.
And then did you ever really go, well, honey, I thought that was pretty awesome?
Yes, I always do. My daughter's very much she gets all my stupid puns and whatever, you know. So
is this you?
Yes. So
I don't know if you can see this on the.
What happened with the book is I'm a dinosaur, man. So my kids were like, Dad, you got to get on the Facebook, and you got to get on social media. And I don't understand Facebook or
it's Facebook,
the Twitter, the Twitter, the twatter, whatever it is. I don't know. I just do whatever it is.
Dad, it's Twitter. Shouldn't say twatter. I'm just saying that's really not the thing you want to say.
Yes.
But
so
tell me about the book.
So what happened was I got on Facebook and I didn't understand it, and I kept getting all these likes. And I thought that was kind of cool that people would like, because that's all I was doing.
I have some friends.
That's all I was doing, was writing stupid things that the kids said. And so then I decided to put them all in a book. So from when I turned 50 to 51, that whole year, I put kind of chronologically all my
it's really not many pages here.
No, it's kind of a bathroom book.
I'm just saying, for 1 year, this is like, no, I'm kidding, though.
It's a bathroom book. Yes, I know. You know, you read a couple and then you wipe and then you read a couple more. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I'm putting the book down.
Thank you. Well, I didn't wipe with that one. I just with the other ones. You know,
there's a few pages missing.
That's right. Well, it's Taco Tuesday.
Now, your daughter probably already shut it off.
Yeah,
I'm looking here. I don't know. We got Melinda. We got Mary Homer. George Ryan. You know George?
Folks. George Ryan.
Anthony Cianchetta is watching.
Is he really?
Yes,
I
he
love
is.
that guy.
You know,
He's
who
so
doesn't
cool.
love him?
He really
He's
is
got the
good.
coolest beard.
He does.
He's got the coolest tattoos.
And he used to come and he used to help. He came over. We met at Panera's one day and we sat there for like an hour and he did my website.
Oh, he's
And I
so
have no
good.
idea what he's doing. He's asking me questions
that's
like
right.
I care. He's like, you think you can do? Oh yeah, whatever. And he goes,
You
well,
just
how
put a
we-
form in
yeah,
there.
Do you remember this? I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm going to call you in 10 minutes, right? How it happens.
You know what? He's probably listening right. I know he's watching, so
But
he's
he
probably
is-
going, "Yep,
He's an
that's
amazing
right."
kid, and
He is amazing.
his mother was my daughter's kindergarten teacher, and she was at St. Rose, and that's where I went to school. I was a Catholic.
Oh my God, really?
A little Catholic student, yes. I was a Catholic
You
boy.
the time,
I had the fake tie, with
yeah,
the whole 9 yards.
See,
yeah.
I'm not Catholic,
got
so
the-
but I have friends
I
that.
got beat up knuckles to show when I got smacked with a ruler. a few
Oh my
times.
God, I heard
All
about
those-
that.
the
Did
nuns-
that like back in the day? You know,
Oh, yeah.
things are entirely
No,
different
they
now.
used to
but-
make, Sister Estelle.
Be
I always
careful.
remember that. Yes. Well, I assume. She was 100 then. So she's
You're
gotta
assuming
be.
she's dead.
So I'm
This
going to
is
take
great.
a stab. If she's not, well, maybe she's
and take
not.
a stab. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's right. She used to make when you got
St. Rose Raiders.
Yes. We used to have to put our hands out, straight out, and she would put like 5 or 6 books on and you would have to stand there for however long, 5, 10, 50. And I mean, it was, yeah, that was really something those days. Yeah.
But then there'd be a bunch of these. No, you had to like
stack them here on your arms. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah.
yeah, but
After a while. Yes, exactly. I know. Now it's really bad because they don't use books; they computers. So it's real heavy. I'm kidding. Thank you for those of you that are looking and
we
trying
got
to
a
be
couple
funny.
of.
Maybe Anthony's laughing at home.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what this. So and if you have a question for Nick, feel free just to put it
please.
on the.
Ask
on
away.
the Facebook here. So it's really cool. And Tyler, love the Giants sweatshirt.
Oh,
What?
yes. I'm a huge New York Giants fan. Like, just big time Giants fan.
Oh, you weren't a Bills guy?
I like the Bills. I'll watch the Bills. I don't have anything against them. I'm just a Giants fan because when I grew up, they were always on every week.
Oh, look
so-
at this. He says, love the Giants sweatshirt. Miss being able to listen to Skip on the radio. I'm there every day. What
I
happened?
know. That's what happens. You
But
know.
it's the internet. So it
That's
doesn't
it.
matter where
Nobody
you are in the
listens. I
world.
know.
No, so let's just
But
be real.
we miss you.
Unfortunately, they don't pick it up this far south anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the internet.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yes.
Hello.
He's in Camillus.
Thoughts on the new coach hire?
I don't know who this guy is. I got the same reaction that everybody else did. Who? I don't know who the guy is.
I
So
love
we'll
this.
see. I'm not going to bash the guy. I don't know him yet. Anything's better than what they had.
Now, do you know George Ryan, the music guy? He says, Fest 2020, Skip Clark, love to have you guys be a part of it.
Oh, there you go.
So that's all right. Well,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Whatever we got to do. I'm easy. I'm such a music guy. I was telling you earlier. I don't
idea.
know. We went and
Do me a favor. Ask Nick. I'll do it for you.
Yes.
Nick, are you a country listener?
No, not at all. I don't understand country music.
What kind of music do you like?
I don't. I
Okay.
like sports. So if it's an intro to a hockey game or before they drop
What
the
about
puck,
those Bills?
That music.
Did you
music
watch
is
the
good.
Bills lose?
I did. I watched.
And-
My family's a nut. They're all.
Are
My
they like-
sisters are nuts Bills fans. Like
Really?
stupid. Yeah.
What a disappointment.
Very,
though.
yeah, very,
Yeah, it was-
very.
Kind of
And they
hurt.
played. But I read today, which was kind of cool that I
Hmm.
thought was really neat, is that this year was the lowest percentage of fans that were ejected and like violence or whatever at the stadium. In the Bills' history.
What the hell's that? Yeah.
So I
why?
guess that's good.
What,
That's how
violence?
yeah, like
It's just-
any kind of things that are going on in the stadium.
I don't know. People do some crazy
Yeah,
shit.
it's not. I took my son there. We went to and they played the Jets, and Vinny was like 8, and he wanted to wear a Jets jersey, and I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea. Let's enjoy the game.
No,
So,
no, not that.
Yeah.
No. So, what do you think's going to happen down the road?
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
That's
you're not
they're
going to be
gonna-
wearing that sweatshirt. That's for sure.
That's exactly it. Next year the Giants are going to win the Super Bowl with their new coach. I don't even know.
You don't even know anything about
I
this
don't know
guy.
the
And you're
guy's
saying
name.
they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I don't know the guy's name. He's 28 years old, young guy. He's the man. That's what I say.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
So,
I love
but
this.
I love hockey. I love baseball. I'm a big Pittsburgh Pirate fan.
Oh, the Pirates.
It's very
Yeah.
funny every year for my birthday, right? For my birthday and Father's Day, my boys, every year, we've done this now for 5 years, they will get me a weekend in Pittsburgh. We'll go to 2 baseball games. Now, let me tell you how this works.
Oh, go ahead.
It's the 3 of us, and then I buy the tickets, and then I pay for the hotel, and of course I cover the gas, and I pay the meals, and so it's a great gift from my boys. I said, look, guys, don't get me anything for Christmas. I can't afford it. You know, I'm a little low this month, so try not to. So yeah, so $700 later, I get a nice gift from my kids. But we have Pittsburgh is a great city to go.
I would love to do that.
It's awesome.
Someday when I get the time, retire. I would love to hit all the stadiums, and my son, Zach, who you saw earlier, one of the biggest baseball fans there is.
That's so cool.
It's just, you can see on this table here, we have a baseball bat. That's from one of the Nationals players. Of course, got the Tim Tebow bobblehead. Got to have that.
That's cool.
I'll have to show you his room afterwards. He's probably got at least 30 bobbleheads. He's got, it's really cool.
That is
huge Nationals fan.
That is cool.
A couple of baseballs.
They did, and they had a good. Did they have a good year this year?
Nationals?
I think they did. Didn't they? Did they do okay at the end? All right, I'm a fan. I know they won. I was trying to.
Wait.
I'm a fan.
No, they really sucked. But just to let you know, they did win the World Series.
All right,
not that that's anything really.
I'm a Pirate fan, so I only pay attention till they're out of it. So in July, I take my foot off. I take
half
my foot
the
off
season
the
and they're
gas.
done. Come on. That could all change.
Yes, it can.
So,
I hope
there's a lot going on. A couple of baseballs.
Of course, my son
Take
played
a look
with
at that. What's
Patrick
that say on
Corbin.
it? What's it say
My
on
son
it?
played.
Oh, Patrick Corbin.
Yes.
He was at a fundraiser we did not too long ago.
Really?
This is Major League Ball, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's
There
this
you
one
go.
say?
Official Major League Baseball, International League.
So the International League, if you know baseball,
Wow.
is like for example Syracuse
Right.
Mets, or it used
Right.
to be the
The
Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah.
Major League is
Yep.
the big time.
Big time.
Now there's a difference in balls.
Look at that. Yeah.
Well, you're lying. You don't even know there is a difference.
Is there?
Yes, there's a difference. Anybody that watches my podcast, I always throw this at them.
Okay.
Okay, because
one
we got to
looks
know a
is
lot of
this
the
bigger?
players.
Is that-
We've had
Right.
pitchers hang out with us and stuff.
Right.
Well, no, they're both the same size.
Okay. Well, one says International League on it, so that's how we can tell.
And one's got a little more ink rubbed off it.
Yeah.
No, actually, the stitching is the opposite. Per
Oh,
ball.
wow. Well, I'll be dipped. Isn't that cool? I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
And for example, like if there is a major league pitcher that's maybe down a rehab,
Right.
they have to use the major league ball.
Oh, well, I'm gonna
But
have
any
to
other
talk to
time,
my
they've got
son.
the International League ball.
Well,
ask Anthony about his balls.
Well,
That
yes.
come up. Into
I have before, and it's just
No. You know what I'm saying. No, I'm kidding. But they come up into the press box, and if
Right.
we have the windows open,
Right.
somebody hits a foul ball,
It's
it's not a good scene.
that's why
They have marks in the ceiling
Oh,
in the
I'll
press.
bet.
I'll have to. You go to a game. I'll bring you upstairs.
I would like that because I used to do way back when it was MacArthur Stadium.
Oh my God!
On the roof, we used to do the game.
Oh yeah,
You used to climb the little
yes,
ladder.
the little
to get
ladder
up
in the
there.
back.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
Oh my gosh, it's
But
crazy.
my oldest son was very, very good in baseball. Went to Lemoyne, full scholarship, and literally everybody told him he was going to get drafted. He was very, very good. And unfortunately, that was the worst thing that could have happened because he didn't get drafted, and it was kind of a sad thing. But
it's kind of a
but
letdown.
he played independent ball.
Nice.
He did well. He played in Maine. He played in Texas. So
There's a lot of ball players that will back out of the like the big time stuff and go to independent ball,
Right.
Just to kind of regroup
exactly.
and then see where they go from there.
Watched him play Texas A&M. Lemoyne went down to Texas A&M, and oh boy, are you ready?
Oh no!
And I can't think of the guy's name. Pitcher for the Cardinals, very good pitcher, Michael Waka.
Oh,
is a pitcher for the Cardinals, and my son had 2 doubles off of him. And turns out, as it progressed,
Kellyanne's
Waka
watching.
is making a lot of money, and my son is
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I know that sucks.
My son was living with me, so
Well, until recently,
Yes,
when he turned
finally-
30 and he
he's
kicked his
finally
ass
out.
out.
I
But-
finally
well,
told
you
him
didn't do that,
it's
but I
time
know.
to go.
They say baseball is the best. We all went to the old stadium,
Yes.
where I learned my love for the Yankees.
Yeah. Oh wow, I remember that.
Yeah.
Well,
in
back
the day.
then they used to have the Chiefs would play the Yankees. Remember, once
yes,
a year they would.
yes,
come
they
here?
would do the
So
exhibition
they had,
game,
like,
and then it was
Reggie
Toronto,
Jackson,
and then yes.
But Reggie Jackson, Billy Martin, Thurman
Yes,
Munson
yes,
was here. Ron
yes.
Guidry came down.
Oh
through
my
there.
God! You'd
So
see all
those
the big
guys-
time players
yes.
up close.
And we used to, I was only like 10 or 12, but we used to go to one of the hotels over on Buckley Road, and that's where they stayed. And it was kind of
probably
like
the one they
cool,
tore down.
Yeah, it probably is gone now. I
No,
don't
I don't know. That was,
Anyways,
yeah, that was
but
crazy.
It was, those were the
That's
days.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were the days. And the players are awesome.
Yes.
The players are really awesome. Let's see. Riley Lum. Is that ring? No?
No.
Okay. Steve Roberts and Dick Naylor's watching. Let's see. Tyler says, love some Rail Riders versus Syracuse games because obviously the Yankees.
Yes.
Aaron Judge, I remember when he was
Right.
Scranton.
Right.
So, and he couldn't hit the
They
ball.
play in,
he couldn't hit the ball when he was here.
I know.
He sucked.
They
Seriously.
play.
The guy was so tall and just kind of clumsy.
Right.
But now look
Now
at him.
He's,
They're afraid to pitch.
actually, now that's the Giants. That's the guy's name. Is it Judge? Is that his name? The new coach of the Giants?
I don't know.
I thought it was a Judge. Am I right? Somebody answer that question.
Somebody will
'Cause
get it in a
I was
second.
thinking of making
Exactly.
a joke about
That's
that.
the camera right there.
because
Just talk to the
I was
camera.
trying to make a joke about it because there's only, the real Judge is at Yankee Stadium.
Exactly.
Um,
Here come the Judge.
They Scranton plays in Moosic, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Have you been there?
I've been down there. That
the
is
stadium
cool.
is cool.
That is
it's
really
up, like
cool.
built
Yes,
into the mountain.
It's built into the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
It's really,
that's
really cool. Yeah.
What other stadiums have you been to?
Oh my God. I really, yeah.
Do you have one that's like maybe one of the best, or are they all
I
great?
remember, I went to Wrigley Field. I thought it was cool. This is great. This was back in, here's something cool. Now, Zach would like this. In 1982, I was in college 100 years ago, and it was actually my birthday, and I was in an internship for Paul Smith's college.
Okay.
We were living in Lake
Were
Forest.
you was that the restaurant business?
Yep,
Paul Smith was
exactly,
known for the
exactly.
restaurant. Okay.
We were
Gotcha.
living in Lake Forest, Illinois, which is where the Bears training camp is, which is north of Chicago.
Okay.
And we made a trip to County Stadium, Milwaukee, to see the Brewers play to a Brewers game, and it was the game that Ricky Henderson broke the stolen base record, 1982.
Wow.
And he actually stole 3 bases that game. And the record breaker, he was out by about 6 feet, but they gave it to him. So, but he ended up getting 2 more. But the funniest part of that, well, before that, we took the bus and we did a tour of Pabst Brewery.
Oh wow.
Because now you're in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And back then,
A PBR.
yes, but back then it wasn't like it is today. Like after the brewery, you sat down and just drink. They didn't care how long. We were there for like 4 hours.
You
and
want another one?
Oh my God. Now I'm sure they cut you off. Well, it was.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
we went
yeah.
to the Brewers game.
Yeah,
and-
but that's okay if you're on a bus and
Yeah,
all
we
that.
were all
I mean,
college
who cares? You're
But
all college kids
I went to
and you're all
Wrigley
doing
Field.
everything.
And
That's
Wrigley
crazy.
Field,
Joe Judge.
there you go. See, I told you it was Judge. See,
Yeah.
I know
Thank you,
this.
Tyler. Tyler's all over
See,
everything
this
we're
is
doing.
it. You don't think I know what I'm doing?
Says Nikki Rivers, Lou Pinella, Roy
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Del Aston, Bucket, Dent, Chris
Wow.
Chambliss.
Chris Chambliss.
Yes, remember Craig Nettles and the rest of the Yanks at the Holiday Inn on Electronics Parkway.
Wow.
Somebody
There
was
you
there.
go.
That's
Somebody-
Steve Roberts, and
See?
he's
They
got a
know
media
this stuff.
agency here in town. He is just one of the greatest. So.
That's crazy. Well, Wrigley Field is cool because it's right in the middle of a neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing, and now I'm sure it's a lot. It's built up a little bit, but
Yeah, you could if I'm not mistaken, in the outfield you can see like the apartments
Right,
and a
it's
lot
all
of
on the
people.
other side.
There's bleachers
They'd
on
sit-
that.
Yep.
Yeah, we tried to go. My wife and I went to Chicago.
Right.
That's the right place, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just hit but
Still there.
we didn't have tickets,
Right.
so we said, you know what, we'll just
Right.
hold my hand up for
And
2
go,
tickets,
right.
and somebody will come up to us. Well, just to get in the outfield, it was a couple $100
right.
per ticket.
Well, now see this
So we
again.
never-
Now it's different. 'cause
Yeah,
the
well, we never
Cubs are
went.
decent, but back then they stunk. But they played all their games at 2 in the afternoon because they didn't have any lights. They were the only one without lights.
Oh yeah.
And there was a guy behind me, and I always remember this. He got excited, an older fella. He was a nice guy, and he dumped his beer on me. And I was like,
no.
oh, I was so mad. And the guy felt so bad. He bought me beers for the rest of the game. And I was like, dump away,
Well, what about the guy that just in this past season became famous overnight because of the ball? I can't think. Didn't he catch a ball with his beer and the beer went up?
yes.
And next thing you know, they've
Yes.
got him You know, the
Sports
beer
Center.
company
He's
and
on-
sport.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
on ESPN.
absolutely.
In fact, he's a host
That's
now.
how-
So,
right.
no, I'm
That's
just saying.
the
But
American
it's-
way now.
Wow.
That's how you
yeah.
get on.
See, you could have been.
I could have been famous.
Yes, could have been famous.
That's right. Someday.
Nick
you know,
Marra,
yes, beer
ESPN.
guy. Now, speaking of ESPN, I can talk about the ESPY Awards.
Yes, please do. I saw that on there. That is really cool. That was what? 17.
Yes, thank you. 2017.
I did my homework.
Peyton Manning was the MC, and
cool.
they flew me out there. It was very funny. I got to go out there, and I stayed in the Marriott right across from
Nice
from
hotel.
the Microsoft Theater, which is right in the middle of it all.
Okay.
And I was like amongst all these celebrities, like nobody knew who I was, right? All these people, but I wore a tux and everything.
all
And
right.
I just
Doesn't
remember
matter.
this one girl come running up to me. She goes, "Oh my God." And she starts hugging me. She goes, "Can I get my picture with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fine." You know, so we get a picture. And then she
Go
looks at
with
me and she goes, "Now you're somebody, right?" "Yes, I am somebody." "Thank you very much."
You may not
So it
know
was
me,
nice
but
to
yes,
know.
I am human.
But I
and
got
am
to
somebody.
meet, Chris Berman, and I got to meet.
Oh
but
my
they
God,
put
that's so cool.
What they did was I did the red carpet live show, which
Mm-hmm,
was the show on ESPN previous to the ESPYs. Like the ESPYs
Okay,
here,
it was actually on
right?
television.
Yes.
So
it started at
yeah.
right. It started at 9:00 in the East. Okay,
Can I YouTube it?
and that no, because I didn't get on because it was.
I guess we're not going to do that.
No, you can if you want.
But no.
But they did it wasn't really made for comedy. Like I was doing comedy between the band breaks, and there was like 500 people there, and they had basketball hoops, and they were playing cornhole, and they were doing all this other stuff to keep everybody busy.
Yeah.
So it was just it was
just doing your thing.
yeah, you just go
But
up,
you get a
do
trip
your
out
thing.
of it. How cool.
Exactly.
And you can say that you've been at the ESPY.
Exactly. And I remember going, and I looked at the menu, and they covered the trip and everything, but they didn't pay for my meals. But they had meetings, and she goes, "We have staff meetings, whatever, and they're catered, so feel free, you know." So, I mean, I went to these staff meetings, yeah, but it was just funny because I would go to these staff meetings, and it's like, okay, they are going to put on a live production to the whole country. You know, these guys got stuff to do, and here I am. I got nothing. I'm like, "Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Where's the French toast?"
But you're the guy that makes everybody feel good.
Yeah, that was it.
That's
so
what
I
it
didn't
is.
have to
That's
do
why.
anything, but I got to eat, so that worked out. That worked out pretty good. But it was cool. LA's a totally different.
And you went on somebody's dime.
Yes,
which
I
is
did.
cool because you do have talent.
Yes.
You're a funny man. And they
you.
get up there and do that.
Thank
I
you. It
mean,
was fun.
that's pretty
It
cool.
was,
How did you get that
It's
opportunity?
a very funny story. Bill Bonnell. Does that name ring a bell to you at all? Graduated from North Syracuse.
Okay. All right.
Went to.
Well, I'm a West Tennessee grad.
He went to SU.
Okay.
And him and I were good friends in high school. And in
All right.
1980, okay, we weren't even graduated in high school. We were senior in high school. The Empire State Games, they just dismantled them. But
Right.
The very first one was here in Syracuse. And Billy was a nut. He was into it. Well, when they did the games here, he went and got in a booth, and he got to meet all these guys. In 1982, we graduated in 81. He was working with Joe, I think the guy's name is Joe Chavot. He's the producer of Monday Night Football.
Okay.
So Bill has pictures with Howard Cosell and Don Meredith. And,
Oh, wow. How cool.
and now he's an executive producer with ESPN. So we ran into each other a few years later, and he asked me if I wanted to do the ESPYs. And I was like, oh, my God, that was great. So that was my big moment. And this was in 2001, and 9/11 hit.
Oh, man. Okay.
So they canceled the ESPYs.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a victim. I'm kidding. I don't mean that. Please don't let her. It was just a little joke. But yeah, so I got
Gotcha.
canceled.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah,
What?
somebody's going to come in. I know. I'm just trying. I get it. But so
Go with it.
And
Just
then
go with it.
10 years later, we ran each other again, and he goes, "Oh my God, I was going to try to get you back."
That
on
is
the
so
ESPYs."
cool.
So we
What a
ended up
great
doing it.
story.
Yeah.
What a great
So he
story.
does
What a
really
great
well.
opportunity.
He's in the booth Monday night, and he does all the college.
Isn't that cool when you can go,
Yeah.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
Yeah, they had a big story about him when Syracuse played Clemson this year in the Dome.
Very cool.
Because he came back. to
I do
Syracuse.
remember
Right.
that now that,
There you go.
that you mentioned.
Yeah,
I
they
got
did a
it.
big
I got
story
it.
here and-
Tyler, of course,
Yes.
the guy that knows everything.
Yes.
Empire State Games are down in SUNY Cortland.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
So, wow. Okay.
This
Okay.
guy's
Bruno's watching.
Oh, Bruno. Hey, Bruno. Yeah, there you go. How are you?
We gotta
Bruno
get
got
you
me
in.
started.
We gotta get Bruno in.
Bruno
here.
was the best. Here's
Bruno
what,
is awesome.
here's what happens. The way I love Bruno because Bruno was a true comedy club owner way back when. It's totally different now.
Yeah.
Like when I went down the first time to do comedy, I had no idea. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell a soul. I went down on a Tuesday night. They do this open mic thing. So I had
do your
no
thing.
idea.
Yeah.
So I walk in and he looks at me and he goes, all right, you got 2 minutes. If you go over or if I see you doing anybody else's material you've seen on TV, you're never going to be invited back. Now go have a good time. So I was
sounds
like,
like him, too.
So I was like, oh my God, I got 2 minutes. What am I going to do? So I remember I was a manager at Denny's restaurants at the time. And
How many in your party?
yes. And I remember, this is an absolute true
You need
story.
any coloring
At
books?
2 o'clock in the morning,
Okay.
everybody's drunk.
Oh
in
my
Denny's.
God,
It's worse
those
than the-
nights. Back then?
People are swinging from the chandeliers.
Yeah, pretty
and a
much.
limousine pulls up, and a bride and groom walk. Now she gets out. She's got her dress. He's in his tux. The place is packed, right? And everybody's cheering when they walked in. And I just remember saying to the bride, "Hey, when you asked your husband where you wanted to go after the wedding, and he said he wanted a grand slam, I don't think this is what he was talking about." That was my only joke. That was my joke. And I was like, "Thank you very much. Have a good night, folks." And so I did the same joke for like 6 weeks in a row, and then we built from there. But
Wow.
But if you go into a
that's
comedy
great.
club now,
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
the open mic, these guys, they come on, they want to do 20 minutes. I'm going to do 20
Do you
minutes.
ever go to those? Do you
I
ever
do
just
still
kind of go
once-
and hang
yeah,
out?
yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people around here will know
Yeah,
who you are.
right.
But can you ever? Will you ever go to a club and just kind of sit in the back of the room and
yeah,
watch?
yeah.
And go,
I
this
like
guy,
that.
this guy's a loser.
Well,
or this
I mean,
guy's really good.
Some
Or
of
this
them,
guy.
because
We've had some great
it's a
comedians.
different-
Though.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to think.
I
I know
know.
Bruno. There's
Bruno's
you.
there. Moody McCarthy.
Moody.
Moody's
And Moody
one
went
of my
on
face.
to do some
Yes,
big time
he
stuff.
did,
I love Moody.
Yes, Moody's great. In fact,
And then I'm trying to think of there's another one. He did a lot at Wise
well, the
Guys.
guy from Tom Kenny, who
Tom
was
Kenny,
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Yes.
Yes.
Who's the kid that's from Bishop Grimes? Why can't I think of his name? Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
here.
Well, those they don't want to know us anymore.
That's right. Yeah, who am I? I know it.
It's like Nick who?
Those were the days. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah,
know
Nick
who
who? Well, no. He comes back. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So yeah, we've had a few come down through here. It's not really the Mecca, but it works. I mean, it's no Skip Happens. You know what
I
I'm
know.
saying?
Isn't that something? What do you think of the name?
I think it's cool.
I got to tell you, I
awesome.
did a thing when I first started this back in April. That we started doing the podcast thing, and it's been growing. It's a long process.
Right.
I mean, it's just because working the real job
Yeah.
and doing everything else. But nowadays, pretty much podcast people are listening. People love to see it.
Right.
That's why I use the camera instead of just the audio. It will be available just the audio, but. It's nice to be able to see who you're talking to and so on and so forth. But I did one of the first shows. I said, I don't know what I'm going to call this. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll do a contest. So I put it on Facebook. What should I call the podcast? And the winner will get a $25 gift card to Dunkin'.
Wow.
So, and that was the winning thing.
Nice.
I have not given the winner the
good. Well, he
$25.
doesn't. I mean, come on.
And then the thing
it's
is, it's my
radio.
boss's. It ended up being my boss's brother-in-law that
Right.
won.
Oh, nice.
So,
There
and
you
he's a
go.
big baseball fan.
That's
It's like,
all right.
"Damn, Sammy, I still owe you that $25 gift card. But I've called it Skip Happens.
See,
So.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
The whole
because-
thing is awesome. This
Because
is like,
isn't this table cool?
This is
my
very
buddy
cool.
Dave Avenzio made this table, and I mention it every time
This
because
is cool.
He did this for me.
Wow. It's pretty cool. This is better than some of the radio stations. Oh my
Have you been
God.
in the Wolf lately? I mean,
I
I love it, and it's a legendary.
Right.
It's a legendary building. It's a legendary radio station, and now doing country. But to be in that building still with the old doors and everything is like wow. And you think that's where Dick Clark was.
I know.
Dick Clark started there. It's like wow.
I remember
I'm
doing
eating
a-
on Dick Clark's conference table.
I was doing a show. I did a radio before a comedy show in Binghamton. I think it was the radio station was The Wall or some radio
Okay.
station.
Yeah. There used to be the Whale or the Wall or
Maybe
something
one
like
of
that.
whatever,
Yeah, okay.
but it was
okay.
upstairs and I mean, the stairs were. It looked like the scene
It's
of
like,
it looked like the scene
"Come in."
it looked like a scene of a crime, right? You went in there and and I just remember that it's all I wanted was a cup of coffee, and they were like, well, we got some old coffee,
Radio station coffee is definitely something
and there
you
was
do
no
not want to
cream,
drink.
no cream, no, But
somebody
and I was
stole
like,
it?
man, they must not have a lot of money. Then they were giving away a car that afternoon. I'm like, how does that work? Why can't I get cream for my coffee? Give them a smaller car and give me cream for the coffee.
Well,
You know
the
what I
problem
mean?
is they probably had cream, but just like every other company
Right.
or radio
Yes,
station,
somebody
steals
it's in
it.
their pockets.
The toilet paper comes up missing. The paper towels are gone.
That's
the creamer's gone.
That's right.
It's like there was coffee there yesterday, but there's nothing today.
Bruno did sports when I was the producer, and him and I worked together.
God, I forgot all about that.
Him and I worked together on the air when it was Big Mike, Kathy Rowe, and Kathy Rowe and Big Mike got stranded in Florida. They were on some little remote broadcast.
One of those radio trips.
Yeah.
But they're always fun.
We had like 16 feet of snow, so they couldn't get back in. So Bruno and I had to do the show.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And it was...
Did somebody record it?
No, thank God. But
no, that would have been something that you could look back on and laugh.
It was pretty bad. And I remember, so the next
That's why
day,
it would be good.
That's when I went to... a couple days later, I remember they came up to me and they go, "Hey, Nick, we're having a meeting later. We want you to go to." And I was like, "A meeting? Wow, I never get invited to any meetings." I thought that was like so cool. And they go, "Yeah, Nick, you're all done. We're fired." I was like, "Oh, all right. Well,
I've been
thank
in
you.
those meetings.
Do you want my opinion on that or no? You don't really care?"
Yeah, and I've been in those meetings. I've been called into those meetings.
Bet.
You get the phone call.
Yeah.
Skip, just wondering if you could come in. We'd like to just want to talk for a little bit.
A little bit of options.
Just a little bit. And then you get there, it's like, well, we've been kind of reevaluating things. We decided we might go in a different direction.
Yeah.
Oh, which way?
Nice.
Which way am I
Which
going?
direction?
It's
Right.
like,
See, that's not going to happen here.
no, it's
nice.
not. It's not going to happen. I love
At least
this.
not
I love
tonight,
this.
I
No,
hope.
no, it will never happen. Who knows? My son told me the other night it's no longer Skip Happens. He says it's Zach Happens.
Zach Happens.
He
I
did.
like that.
He told me
I
that,
like
and if
that.
you watch the previous podcast, he says it again.
I like that.
So because we do Zach Attack and Dad
I do.
with Dad.
That's
So,
pretty cool.
yeah,
That is
and
really cool.
a story. I mean, let me ask you your honest opinion, and anybody watching this, you can chime in as well because I'm watching all the messages here. I was told yesterday by somebody that somebody does not like me because they think I'm exploiting my son.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
really.
I that's crazy.
And that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, I don't believe
It's
that
not
would make
about
me
that.
mad.
It was
No,
it was
isn't.
my son's idea
Right.
to do this because Dad does this.
Right.
You know,
He
he's
likes it.
Dad's,
He likes
he's-
it. It's fun.
We call it we're best buddies.
Right.
And he's about
Wow,
doing the announcing and doing. It's not about yes, he's Down syndrome,
Right.
but you know what? I'm proving that he is no different than you and I.
Well, he
And we
is
talked
different
about that
because you
before.
just told me he can do all the
Yeah, well,
he can do all the
exactly.
technical stuff. I can't do any of that.
We did. We
stuff.
talked before we turned the
Like-
mics on and the cameras that the stuff he does is amazing. And
That-
Anthony Cianchetta knows
Right.
that. And
Right.
anybody with the ballpark knows that. He was, and I mention this every time, and I don't mean to make it sound like,
Right.
but we are, the proudest moment in my life, let me put it this way, was when the Syracuse Mets announced my son, Nancy and I,
Right.
our son, as fan of the year.
That's awesome.
Zachary.
Isn't that
and
cool?
it just went, Dad, he had no idea.
Right.
He saw the video come up on the scoreboard, and he goes, oh my God, so cool.
That is cool.
And he went out, he threw the first pitch better than anybody else has ever thrown a first pitch. And then afterwards, he came and jumped in my arms.
Isn't that awesome? Wow.
Just talking about that moment.
I have
It's that
Here's
moment.
an interesting story about the first pitch. You'll like this. Tony Kornheiser.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Okay.
Tony Kornheiser?
Yes, I do very
He's
well.
got a book, and in his book, he was asked to throw the first pitch at a Chiefs game here in Syracuse.
Okay.
And he thought it would be funny.
It's a long ways, you know.
Yes.
Okay.
But he goes, I'm not just going to throw the pitch. I'm going to try to do something funny, make it different. And he took the ball and he whipped it at Scooch, who happened to be Bruno. I don't mean to give it away, kids.
No, but I remember those days.
So, yeah, and he writes
Oh, my
about
God.
it in the book. It's
That
very
is so
funny.
awesome.
Isn't that right?
And
That's
when
so
Bruno was in that
Yes.
costume, the mascot, he did some crazy
Yes,
stuff.
he did. He was very
Didn't
good.
he
yes.
jump over like all the
Yes.
pizza boxes?
Yes, he did all that crazy because he can do that. He's
Oh, God, we got to
Taekwondo
get
guy.
Bruno in here. We
Yeah,
got to
bring
talk to
him in.
Bruno.
Bruno can
So-
still kick my ass. Little Taekwondo kind of guy, man.
So
You
this
know.
is are you like a podcast virgin? Is this like
I am.
the
This
first
is
time?
it.
This
yeah,
is it, man.
yeah. I don't understand how any of this stuff
You're
works.
doing fine.
Yeah, am I doing okay?
You're doing good because all you got to do is sit there and talk.
Just talk about
you're somebody.
stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I am somebody. Because
You
a girl,
are.
a
And
girl
that girl
told me
got-
that
yeah.
she is right, and
Exactly.
she's living it today with that picture. Hopefully.
How long ago was that?
That was in 2017. So I don't know.
Oh no, it's only a couple of years,
Yeah.
so probably has not faded all that much.
Yeah,
yet.
no.
It's probably still good.
I think so.
And she's still going, who is this
She's
guy?
going, who is this guy? So someday
She'll put a name on it. And
she will.
You could be like, hey, that's so and so, but you know, you never know.
I remember Stephen Rogers. Do you know Stephen Rogers? Stephen Rogers, young comedian, came out, lived in Syracuse. I kind of mentored him, helped him, and he opens for Brian Regan now. Do you know?
Oh
Brian
wow,
Regan?
yeah.
So he's done very well. Lives in New York. He was on Stephen Colbert. He's done very
Nice.
well. So when I was in Florida last year, he asked me if I wanted to go down and see him and Brian Regan at one of their shows at the theater. And, of course, it's a big theater and whatever. So he brings me backstage before the show, and I got to meet Brian Regan, and I thought that was cool. So I had
very cool.
my niece's boyfriend with me, and I said, this is kind of cool, you know. So we went back to our seats, and when we sat down, we were near the front. And I said, you know, this is kind of, I go, hey, watch this. I go, I'm gonna play up this fact. So this guy's sitting there, and I go, hey, how you doing, buddy? Excuse me, you know, we're sitting down. So I'm trying to make small talk with him. And I go, hey, you know, I got to meet Brian backstage. It was pretty cool, you know, and I'm going on. He's a nice guy and everything. And I go, yeah, it's pretty neat, you know. And I'm blowing it up big. And I go, have you ever met him? And he goes, yeah, he's my brother. I was like, oh, well, then it's no big deal, is it? Let me tell the people behind you who he was. So that was my claim to fame.
Is there any comedian that you're totally blown away with? Like, it's a must watch or anything?
Jerry Seinfeld is my guy.
Jerry is awesome.
And
Awesome.
he's not everybody's comedian because he's not like Robin Williams.
Oh, I love
was
Robin. God rest his soul.
Was
That's
a
so good.
you know, bend over, you know, you're crying laughter. Jerry Seinfeld's not like that. So you know, you're not gonna. Jerry Seinfeld's just brilliant, though. I mean, I look at it differently. So I look at it from what he's doing. I'm like, this guy is just brilliant, you know. But there you go. Then there's me. But Jerry Seinfeld's never been on Skip Happens, has he?
No, probably won't be either. I'm just saying.
Wow. If you want to, if you're out there listening, Jerry, you want to.
You never know.
I got connections. I get you a mug, man. I get you a mug.
Carl's been on this.
Yes, he has.
And he's watching.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Carl's got it on.
I hope he's doing all right. When he left here, he couldn't walk. His knees were all
You know,
screwed up.
I mean, Carl, we loved you, man. You did a great job on the podcast and the other podcast that you did in town as well. I mean, getting word out about the movie and all that, which was really, really cool.
It was cool.
But I had never really met Carl before.
Right.
I knew about him, but never really met him. I'm sure he's listening very intently right now. But he pulled up. Nobody got out of the car. The door slowly opens. Then I see the walker come out.
There you go. It was nice.
I'm
You're
like,
oh, my God. Who
oh, my
is this
God.
guy?
Yeah, I mean, you got to go upstairs to get in the house, and then you got to go downstairs to get to the studio. I don't have an elevator. Well, hi,
There you
Carl,
go.
Skip
Come
Clark.
on in. There you
Hop
go.
on my back. I'll take you downstairs. But it was
Been around.
Yeah.
Did a lot of radio.
Yeah, he did.
Radio in the
He is so
70s.
awesome. What a great
Yeah.
guy. What
Yeah.
a great guy.
Yeah, him and his mother and my mother were sisters.
He says he's still hobbling.
he's still hobbling. Well, I guess.
Carl, take care of yourself, man. Go out there on the beach. Is he near Venice Beach?
Who the hell knows? I don't know where he is. He's near some beach.
Some beach.
He's
That's a
out in
country song, by the
California.
way.
Is it really?
Yes,
I didn't
it
know
is.
that.
It's called Some
that
Beach, and Blake
Brad-
Shelton does
Brad,
it. Yeah.
Brad Parsley.
No, not Brad Parsley.
One of those
You went
guys.
to that show.
I
you
did.
said.
I did. It was really. Oh, and we sat.
And you're not a country guy.
No, and we got VIP seats at the
amphitheater, right.
So it's really cool. So you sit down front, and you can push the button, and they come by and bring you a beer for $22. Or I could walk back to the lawn and get one for $3.75.
Well,
so
if you're getting one for $3.75, it's probably no bigger than
well,
this little
no,
jar
but at
here.
least it was.
But,
you know,
yeah, I know what
took
you're
the
saying.
walk, you know,
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
I got to go to see where the common folks sit.
And what did you
for a
see
while.
when you took the walk? Probably a lot of
Oh my God! Yeah, blankets and
blankets.
umbrellas.
Excuse me.
And, yeah,
Step
people-
over.
yeah,
Excuse me.
It
Excuse
was.
me.
It was
Don't
your
mind me, I'm
typical
just cutting-
country crowd. Yes, it was. It was kind of cool.
Well,
but that amphitheater is really nice. Although getting in and out of there is not. They got.
no, I think it's better. No,
Is
it's
it better
better.
now?
I think
I
they've
don't
done a
know.
great job. I'm 100% for this amphitheater. People say
I
I'm
think
nuts.
It's great.
You hear from the naysayers, and they say this sucks, and the government
Right.
shouldn't have done this, and they should have
Right.
spent the money here. They should have
Right.
blah 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 blah. It's like, really, seriously,
Right.
we should be very happy that we have a facility like that here.
No, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful, and they have a lot of great shows coming.
Well, they're
and
changing things to get in and out of
yeah,
there.
you know, they're learning as they go.
So
It's only been a few years, and they've got a better way to get out now.
Right.
It moves right along.
Right.
Yeah, there's a shitload of people, but I tell you, they get them out fast. So
there you go. But the whole scene was just awesome. It was cool.
it is. It's a cool experience.
Yeah. And Brad Parsley, and who did I say? Chris
Lane.
Jones, Chris Lane.
No, Chris
There's somebody
Lane.
like that. Yeah.
There's a Chris Lane, a Chris Young. I'm trying to think. There's Chris Stapleton. Those are all great country artists. I'm gonna have to brief you
bring
on
me
all
into
that
that
stuff.
country stuff. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
I know, like when Tug McGraw, but it's
it's Tim.
Tug
but
was
Tug
the
was his
father,
dad.
right?
Yes.
Pitched
yes.
for the Phillies. See, I remember that.
Yeah, but he didn't sing.
He didn't sing. No,
but Tim does.
Tim.
And I remember Tim back in the day.
Right?
He's made a name for himself.
Oh, yes, he has.
At least he is somebody.
Right. Yes.
Okay. And totally lost my train of thought. But Tim McGraw met him years ago.
Right.
And he was in Nashville 13 years before he became anybody.
Right.
So it doesn't happen overnight. Finally, he hit it big. And song after song, but he had a mullet. He came through Syracuse, he had this mullet and everything.
Really?
Now you look at him, it's like this guy's got a six-pack of short hair. And he's married to Faith Hill.
Right.
Lucky guy.
Yeah, not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal at all. Got a bunch of kids, drives a white Suburban. We're all good. He does.
Doing okay. Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know that.
Now, did you ever go down to the Country Music Awards? And
Yes. We go to Nashville definitely once every year for what they call the Country Radio Seminar.
Okay.
Which is a seminar plus a lot of other.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
That's cool.
It's cool, and it's not only country. Steven Tyler.
Wow.
We're talking about Bon Jovi. We're talking about the Doobie Brothers were there with us one year. That's why you see there's an autographed picture of the Doobies over there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's from Nashville. I mean, we had a great time. We would go. They actually have what they call Doobie wine.
Oh, interesting.
It doesn't. It's kind of like it's a liquid form. It's pretty good, and it's just a great time, and you get to meet the artists, you network with the artists, the record labels, all the promoters.
Awesome.
It's a very, very good time. It's very educational, believe it or not.
Yeah, really? All right.
They have seminars all day and they party all night.
Well, Nashville is really a hopping city now.
Nashville is an awesome city. The thing is, I'm a little nervous that because it's a beautiful city, but it's growing so fast right now. I don't know. Have you been there?
No, I have not. My brother just went and said he loved it.
Okay, you should go.
Yeah.
You should go. And you would get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
You should get some gigs down there to cover the cost.
Yeah.
Just saying.
There you go. Anybody out there?
You could be somebody.
Let me know. It's a book.
Tell me about the book. Where can somebody get a hold of this book?
Yes, they can buy it
at all your shows.
funnymannick.com is my website. There you go.
That's cool.
But if you come to one of my shows, you can get
you bring these all the time. You got somebody selling merch?
I do.
I have the Nick shirt.
I have to sell. Yes, I used to sell T-shirts.
You got to do something.
Now I sell books. That's how I am. Such a reader. But yes, there's a lot of little quips about my kids and things that they did, and just
the Christmas lights.
There you go.
What's Christmas like in the
my
Nick Marra
well,
household?
you know what? When my daughter's 14 now, so it's like okay, I think we'll just bring the tree up already decorated, just slam it in the thing, and then Christmas is over, unplug it, and just shove it back downstairs.
Does your wife go totally overboard with the decorations?
Oh yeah, they are. Cookies. They like to bake. And
I know. Well, we don't do so much the baking, but Nancy, my wife, transforms this whole house.
Really? See?
And every year there's more decoration.
That's so,
and things start to get put on the back burner.
Right.
Like it's a constant rotation of decorations. And during the holiday season, I came down here to do a couple of podcasts, and there's a Santa Claus sitting here on my futon.
There you go.
So it's like, well, I guess this guy's done.
That's funny.
He's down in Dad's room. But it's crazy.
I used to do, of course, Lights on the Lake. You know, that's the big thing. And I remember as a kid, my dad was cheap. He didn't, it was like, it
was cheap to go back then. Now it's $20 a car.
Well, it was cheap for him because he took us during the day. And so it stunk, it just wasn't, It just didn't have the same effect. But
Yeah,
we got
there's
in for
something
nothing,
about
and
that.
it was really cool. So my father's a crafty guy. There you go.
Apple does not fall far from the
Set
tree.
me right up with
That's
that
cool.
one. So.
Nick Marra. So
you
what's coming out, man? Where are you going to be?
I will be in, let's see, well, I'm going to Florida. Let's see.
So are you doing any gigs down there? Or is that's
I'm
just
doing
a
my
vacay?
father. Nope, it's kind of a vacation, but my dad stays in a retirement community, and I do a show at his place every
Nothing
year.
wrong with that.
Yeah, so it's kind
Does
of
he?
nice.
Is your dad like, that's my son?
Yes,
That's
well,
my son.
yeah, my father.
Hey, Harold.
My father. Well,
That's Nick. That's
when
my
I
oldest.
first went down there, he was all excited because literally the show sold out like in an hour.
Very cool.
But they don't care. These people will go to wherever, you know what I mean? And then the lady said it was the first time people actually fought to sit up front. And I was like, really? And then I was like, well, because they can't hear. They want to sit closer. I thought it was. I really thought it was because of me, but it had nothing to do
You hear
with
all
it.
the squealing?
Yeah, it was like well, the little hearing aids going.
Turning it up so we can.
So,
what did he say? I shouldn't do that because that could be me in a couple
But
of
it's
years.
different. You know, these retirement villages in Florida now are like, these are people in their 50s, and there's tennis, there's golf,
I know.
there's everything. I want
The Villages.
Yes.
And do you know who's working at the Village? Big
I
Mike.
just heard that.
Doing mornings
I
on
think
their
that-
own radio
I
station.
think that is
the
so
Villages.
crazy.
It's nuts.
That
You know how
is-
expensive that place is?
I can't-
mean, it's
oh,
just,
yeah, you can't. I
it's
can't even
absolutely
drive by.
beautiful. I know some people.
Have you
that are
been down there?
I
I've
have
never
not, not yet.
No.
I haven't been to the Villages, but
Right.
I've heard a lot about
Yeah.
it. It's like, it's a village in a village.
Right.
It's a city in the village.
Yeah, they
if
got
that
their
makes
little
sense.
golf carts.
And they got their own
around.
fire company. They got
Yes.
their own radio stations. They got their own
Grocery
stores.
stores.
They
Yeah,
got
it's
everything.
crazy, isn't
They just buzz around in their golf carts.
Jeez.
Can you imagine that?
I know. I think that's so funny. that is funny. Well,
it's
Big
one of
Mike
those-
is down there. That is really cool.
And I thought he retired, but really, he's doing
never give
morning
up. Look at
radio
you.
in the Villages.
Isn't that something?
And you
I
can
know.
listen online too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
That's
cool.
Oh, you can listen. I'm going to have to
Yeah,
check it
yeah.
out.
You have to. I don't know the website off the top of my head, but if you Google the
Yeah, I'll look it
Villages,
up.
you'll get it,
it
which
out.
is very, very, very cool. So, hey, thanks for coming by.
Thank you, man. This is really cool.
So,
I
see, you
found
did it.
I am. I'm excited, and it's in the books now.
You want to come back?
I do.
Be honest.
I absolutely do.
Really
I'll
honest.
bring my daughter with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm thinking that's where I'm going.
Oh, I don't know.
Because she's very funny, and she doesn't know.
Oh,
it
really?
At 14. Oh, she's hysterical. She's really
Yeah.
funny.
Okay.
And that's the gig, because there's
Zach will see her and go.
Yeah, we argue
Who's the
about
girl?
everything. Yeah.
It's a girl. Zach is like girl crazy.
Oh yeah.
No,
Okay. Well, we're not bringing my daughter. Okay, because
Hey, what's Carl saying? Pamphlets.
what? Pamphlets,
Carl, explain pamphlets, or just to say Pampers.
Pampers.
Those are diapers.
don't know what-
Pamphlets.
I have no idea. Did I miss something, Carl?
Oh, Carlos Arturo Sanchez Cardenas. I don't know. Is watching now.
Oh,
the reason I
okay.
say that
Yes.
because his son plays on the Washington Nationals.
Really?
Yes, and he's in Venezuela watching right now.
Wow. Wow.
His son is Adrian Sanchez, who is an infielder.
Right.
This is his bat that he
How
thought he had
cool.
everything when he left the house, and I
Right.
pulled it out, put it in the bathroom. I'm just kidding.
That is really
but
funny.
that's actually
That's
one
so
of his
cool.
bats.
And some of the guys lived here. I think that's
Yeah, they did.
so cool.
They did. Michael A. Taylor stayed here. Destin Hood stayed here back in the day. Ryan Tatusco lived with us. Paulo Espino.
Wow.
Zach Walters.
Right.
Zach Walters was a trip. I love him. He just a guy that I don't know. I how can I explain this? Let me just put it this way. I was sitting at the kitchen table, and he came upstairs to get his coffee, just
Right.
his shorts. I'm checking him out.
Right.
And I'm just saying, I'm going,
Right. Yeah.
dude, if I definitely would.
Exactly.
Exactly, but I don't.
That's right.
But it was just one of those. Or he'd be outside washing his car every day.
Right.
There wasn't a spot on his car.
Really?
He had a Camaro. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Made the neighborhood look nice.
Yeah, exactly. And all the ladies in the neighborhood
Would all come out.
would
I'm
all
sure.
come out
I'm sure.
because he'd be out there, doing the.
Not when you were out there, but
No. When I'm out there, they go the other
they
way.
ran. They ran inside. Right?
I'm lucky if I get the garbage truck that comes down the street to pick up the trash when I'm
That's
out
really
there.
funny.
It's like I ain't going down there. But I'm trying. Yeah, we had a whole slew of those guys.
You know,
And,
it's funny when my son played baseball in Maine. He was on a independent team,
Mm-hmm.
and I went up there, and I was in a diner eating, and it's a little town, and the Sanford Mainers was the team, and these guys were celebrities in that little town. I didn't know. And so the waitress, we're talking, and she said, well, what brings you here, And I said, oh, my son plays for the Mainers. Oh, who's your son? I go, my son's Matt Marra. You're Matt Marra's father? Like, no, he's my son.
No, you got to be proud.
They
that's
all
so
know
cool.
who he is. They didn't know who.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
He says, real quick here, what happened here? He says, I can't read Spanish.
No, me either.
All right. Well, it's something to do with Venezuela.
I
think he's saying salute, hello from Venezuela.
Yeah.
So
okay.
And hola.
Yeah.
Hola.
There you go.
Funny story, real quick before we call it a night. Wow, we've been talking for an hour.
See, this is what's great.
Isn't it fun?
It is fun.
Seriously.
That's
Isn't it fun?
That's the best.
Yeah. See, normally, I mean, here I go. I get the artists come in when they come through Syracuse. We get them to come by, and I do the interview and stuff. And I'll get pizza and wings and stuff, and we'll sit down here and have a couple of beers.
Right.
Be surprised the stuff that comes out.
I can imagine.
It's amazing.
Yes.
And what's really
that's
cool
what
about
you want.
Exactly. And it's really cool because these are the people that are singing the songs that you hear on the radio, or playing the instruments, and to hear that they're real people, and that they drive a beat up Chevy, and they love their PBRs, and it's amazing.
It is
it's amazing. The last guy I had in here had a 6-foot snake as a pet and a tarantula.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, he didn't bring it, did he?
No, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God, because that would not go over good. My wife flips out when there's a little spider in the corner, like she can see that from a mile away.
You're the guy.
Get the spider. Oh, my God. That happens. But what was I going to say?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You were onto something.
I was onto something.
Spanish.
No, it's not Spanish. I don't know. Skip happens mugs, too. You get one of these, by the way.
I do. I like it. I'm excited.
See, anybody that comes in and... no, it's really cool. Dude, what do you think about the color on the inside of the mug?
I like it.
A buddy of mine said he would not drink out of a mug that has any color. Like, this is black on the inside.
Why?
I don't know.
Really?
Really. He says it's terrible.
Well, he won't drink anything in my house because I think my wife makes turns
He's
black.
not going to be on my show.
Know.
Just saying. That's all. I don't know. Well, we hope to catch up with you down the road. I forgot what I was going to mention, but thank you for being here, spending an hour with us. Skip happens.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and this is online, of course. You can take it and share it with your friends.
I'll see you at the ballpark for sure.
Yeah, dude. We're right down front.
That's awesome.
I mean, if we're not working,
right?
If I'm not announcing the game or Zach's not in the press box, we're in section 108, row 1.
Jeez.
Seats 1, 2, 3.
See?
I'm just saying.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's good.
Best seats in the house, baby. You're always welcome to come down and see us.
You got it.
Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks, man.
You're cool.
It was a blast.
Yeah.